the Irish guy, and okay, so it's your annual Q&A in Ireland. Alright, okay, I am in Ireland. This is my little visit to the Emerald Isle before I utterly drive my soul into the floor with the World Cup grind. Oh lads, by Christmas time, I'm gonna be a worn out shell. Honestly, I'm gonna look like Humpty Dumpty after you smack this head off the floor. So go on then, I asked you all on Twitter for your inspiring, incredible questions. Let's get on with it then. Right, let's go.
I get that you're Irish, I get that you're a guy, but can you explain the V part of your name? Thanks.
What is this?
Who's the best Premier League player of all time?
Football question sent in by someone called Jonathan Greenwood. Might be time to chuck your birth cert in a bin. But listen, best Premier League player of all time, maybe just call yourself Johnny G. But best Premier League player of all time, this is a tough one. Look, I don't want to have to answer this by factoring in boring longevity, because things get really messy when you tie that in. I mean, lads, to pure longevity, Gareth Barry is one of the all-time Premier League greats. But, I mean, in reality, he was just a sluggish workhorse with the creativity of a marmalade pie. So I'm just going to pick one player for one season where he was at his absolute best. Then, I don't think anyone has done better than Thierry Henry's 03-04 season. He scored 39 goals in 51 games. I mean, there was 1 week where he scored 7 goals. He netted 30 goals in 37 Premier League matches. I mean, he got 15 assists in all competitions. He should have won the Ballon d'Or. I mean, I know Cristiano Ronaldo was also amazing during the 07-08 season. I mean, don't get me wrong, he runs him close. But I have to pick Henry. Absolute monster. Even if he is just a cheating handball slime. But, I mean, if I am just choosing the moments where they were at their absolute peak, then my 3 Premier League players of all time: 3rd, Luis Suarez; 2nd, Cristiano Ronaldo; and 1st, Henry. So, thanks for your question, Johnny. Now, hurry up and take your mom's maiden name.
If you could choose one English player to become Irish, who would you choose?
Oh, what a question. So, any English player, well, so we could just pretend that they were born in Kilkenny, or that they grew up playing hurling and milking pigs in a bog in Sligo? Well, I mean, Harry Kane's got the face for it. I don't know. Listen, he wouldn't be much use now when our midfield has the creativity of a donkey's chin. Look, I mean, there's no point picking a young English player because they'd just be wasted under Stephen Kenny. So maybe I'll pick one that might have given us a chance at Euro 2016. So maybe Raheem Sterling. He might have made a difference. I mean, chuck him in an Ireland shirt at Euro 2016, and with the speed of Shane Long on one side and this dynamite flea on the other wing, both Bakary Sagna and Patrice Evra would have been wanting to cry on the pitch. Absolute aging French fullbacks against a young and hungry Sterling. Oh, he would have eaten them for breakfast.
You have often made jokes about Dustin the Turkey representing Ireland at the Eurovision. As a Eurovision fan myself, do you ever watch it?
I'd sooner watch my grandma pick her belly button on the couch.
How's your ma doing? Haven't seen her in a video in years.
Mind your own business.
Kelleher or Bazanu?
Big Baza.
When are you playing the Sidemen charity match?
They don't even know who I am.
Where should Jose go after Roma?
PSG. Do it, Jose. Come back to a real European powerhouse of a team. Give him the chance to coach genuine world stars instead of, having a shot at Chris Smalling to clear the ball. Mourinho and PSG, Jose and Messi. That would make me drool out of all 4 corners of my mouth. Just a quick interruption to let you know that this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Lads, it's Halloween. For all you scruffy people, I mean, the last thing you want is to have an Edward Scissorhands nightmare downstairs. I'd imagine that would be very sore. Lads, don't be walking around looking like ungroomed slots. I mean, do you want to look like Tarzan in a cave? So very, very hairy. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Shave your sack. Inside this package, you will find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and my personal favorite, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant. She don't know. The Lawnmower 4.0 features a cutting-edge ceramic blade, help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, because the last thing you want is blood dripping off your crotch. The Lawnmower has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on and off switch, and it gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. But please, whatever you do not shave in the dark. That's some painful experiences. Yeah, you've heard the screams. Anyway, Manscaped are giving everyone who watches this channel a huge 20% off plus free shipping when you use the code irishguy20 at checkout. So what are you waiting for? Go get your Manscaped bag. Any thoughts? Nah. Back into the video.
Would you rather wear an England shirt or play the World Cup final with Paul McShane?
A World Cup final. Ireland in a World Cup final. Fella, I don't care. I would play my cat in a wheelchair at left back. I don't care. It's a World Cup final. I would honestly penalty, rip out my left eyeball and feed it to a badger to see Ireland in a World Cup final. Not even Paul McShane's presence as centre-back would spoil that for me.
How long will it take Newcastle to challenge Europe's elite in the UCL?
It took Manchester City 7 years to go from the start of the takeover to a Champions League semi-final. So yeah, 2028, Newcastle are competing in the Final Four of the Champions League. And somehow, Paul Dummett has managed to blag himself a job in the coaching staff, despite having the footballing brain of a soggy plastic bag.
Who will be the next new team to play in the Premier League?
The next new team. Someone that's never played in this league before. So essentially, I'm looking at the versions of the championship. I bet they all play Super Mario Kart in their bedrooms and inappropriately stroke their cats. The next newbie, Luton Town.
Did you grow up in Sunderland or in Ireland?
What an odd question. Ireland!
What would happen if Liverpool finish 8th this season?
What would be the biggest, most dramatic consequence if Liverpool finish 8th? And I mean, there's always one. When a big club doesn't make the top 4, I think if that happened, Virgil van Dijk would leave. I mean, he'll be 32, have just 2 years left in his deal, and with no European football, I reckon that he'd be a £60 million transfer to PSG. I just have a feeling 8 seasons in the Premier League and just 1 league title, I could see him moving.
Which club do you support back in Ireland?
Kuna United.
What are your thoughts on the current HITC Sport channel?
Next!
Who are your Champions League underdogs?
Napoli will reach the semi-finals this season.
What is your favourite ground?
St. James's Park.
Do you actually hate the Big Bang Theory or is it just a joke?
It's about as funny as having an ulcer in my mouth.
You slander so many movies, what's your favourite then?
Considering I mentioned the word Hobbit in borderline every single video, then what do you think?
When was the last time you washed that scarf? Genuine question.
Genuinely, never. And lads, this has been in a bath full of milk. What do you think it stinks like now?
Where do you see yourself 20 years into the future?
Most likely lying face down in a ditch.
Stevie G, next potential job.
England. I genuinely believe he's getting an England job after the World Cup. I mean, in my head, it's between him and Scott Parker. I mean, he's just getting the England gig.
Favourite Greek team?
AK Athens.
Who is under the radar youngster who you think is going to be a future star?
Dane Scarlett, Tottenham striker currently out on a Portsmouth. Yeah, he is going to be a beast. I mean, you know how everybody ignored Harry Kane at this age? Yeah, this guy, he's going to score 200 goals in the Premier League. Just you watch.
Who's better, Saliba or Martinez?
Right now, Saliba. I mean, yes, Martinez has been good, but still, Brentford 4-0. It happened. You can't just forget that.
You can alter one event in football that isn't the Henri handball. Which will it be?
Well, I could say something incredibly biased, like I wish Ireland had won a certain game, but this is a good question, so I want to answer it from a neutral standpoint. Yes, this all seems very Back to the Future, and I'll admit it, I like that film about as much as you like chicken pox in your knob, but still, I like this question, so for the beauty of football, I would erase the Steven Gerrard slip. I mean, I like football romance. Now, I bet like a bored housewife who swoons at Hugh Grant. I'm also a sucker for the romance of the sport. I think the way Gerrard had to end his career being laughed off the pitch at Stoke, it's miserable. Gerrard had given up on title races in 2013. He was 33 and had just accepted that he was never going to win it. So imagine if he had done it and captained Liverpool to Premier League glory in 2014, that would have vindicated his loyalty to the club. But instead, this way, it's like he's being punished for remaining loyal to the club and not going to Chelsea. Because now he's just a walking joke. That is the most cruel thing I've ever seen in the Premier League. I would change that. Give Stevie his moment.
Is Josie Mourinho finished?
How dare you!
Who's your dad's all-time favourite player?
One sec. Hey, Dad. Who's your favourite player again? Was it George Best? Was that it? Oh, that's right. He's still out buying the milk.
Which Premier League club should Lautaro Martinez go?
Manchester United. Just makes sense. I mean, he makes Marcus Rashford look like he's got the finishing ability of a hamster's womb.
Would you ever want to collab with Thogden on Prem predictions?
I already did 2 years ago. Come on, Marius.
Do you think Fulham have a chance of finishing in the top 7 this season?
If Fulham finish in the top 7 this season, I will cut off my hand and eat it.
If you could watch any game from the past live, which one would it be?
Oh, Euro 1988. Ireland 1, England 0. Oh, hook it to my veins. That is my entire mission in this sport. I just want to see us beat England at a major tournament. Imagine watching that match on the 12th of June, 1988. Oh boy.
Do you ever watch the scarf?
For the last time, no.
If you were picking 5-a-side using any players in the world currently playing, who would be your first pick?
Ederson Moraes. I mean, take it from someone who has played many five-a-side matches with his fair share of pie-eating pumpkins in goal. I mean, you need a good keeper in the net, and especially someone who can pass the damn ball.
Best match you've been to?
Newcastle 3, Manchester City 3. This season, honestly, it's one of the greatest Premier League matches of all time. astonishingly good.
Who is a flop in your opinion that is not talked about enough?
Ousmane Dembele cost Barcelona over £100 million. He scored 22 times in La Liga, and he's been there nearly 6 years. I mean, what? How has he gotten away with this? Surely he's one of the greatest flops of all time, and yet nobody ever talks about it. Is it because he's still at the club? And on the flip side, the narrative is that Zlatan Ibrahimovic was apparently the worst Barca flop of all time. I'm sorry, he was there one season and scored 21 goals. I mean, that's one less than Dembele's managed in 6 years at the Nou Camp. I mean, Zlatan scored 11 goals in his first 12 La Liga matches. That's Erling Haaland form. That's what Lewandowski is doing right now. And yet you all like to pretend that in Spain, he was just Severus Snape on stilts.
Hi, Irish guy. If you weren't making content for YouTube right now, what would your backup plan be? What job in the real world would you be working? I'm very curious.
Aw, let's be real, with my brains, I'd probably be the guy selling chicken nuggets, not even from a van, but from my pocket to just random children down the park. I mean, I wanted to be a sports journalist, but I guess, can you imagine me in a press box yelling at someone for having the touch of a beanbag made of poo? Yeah.
Where's the weekly Prem catch-up?
Next week, it's back.
How did the love story with Josie Mourinho begin?
I shared a bath with him when I was 9. Stop asking stupid questions.
Do you think Newcastle will qualify for Europe this season?
Yes.
Do you think Arsenal will win the league this season?
No.
Favourite football moment you've had?
Robbie Brady scoring versus Italy at Euro 2016. Pretty simple, that.
Best and worst player interaction you've had?
Best player interaction. I don't know if it counts, but when I was a child, Shay Given sent me a letter in the post. I mean, I still have it. What a legend. And the worst, probably when I first started doing fan cams in 2016. I was outside the Etihad for Man City versus Barcelona. No, I didn't have a ticket. I was just interviewing supporters in the cold, and for some random reason, Titus Bramble was there. I asked him for an interview. He looked at me as if I was offering him an ice cream cone filled with poo. I mean, calm down, Titus.
What did your uncle do to you?
Never you mind.
What are you having for tea tonight?
The dead skin off the sole of my foot.
Do you play FIFA career mode?
Sadly not, Raffaelino.
What did you want to do before YouTube?
Get a hug from my mum. I'm still waiting.
Who is the better Bruno G or Fernandes?
Bruno G?
Footballers you dislike for no apparent reason.
I can't explain it, but I never warmed to Kai Havertz. I don't even know why.
Is Thiago Silva the GOAT centre back?
No. Has no one ever heard of Paolo Maldini? Anyway, that's the end of it, lads. It was just a quick annual Q&A for my recuperation visits to Ireland, alright? All the normal videos are back next week, alright? And then the World Cup stuff after. It's going to be a big 2 months, alright? If you enjoy the video, don't forget to check out. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.